wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Charge Room Mindset Mondays. I love Mondays. I was talking to somebody today. They said, I hate Mondays. And I was like, why do you hate Mondays? And they just gave a long song of this. And I said, check this out. Mondays for me is Mindset Mondays. This is where I come to you. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. I come to you super excited to be here to share life tips on how to be better us's. Yes, it's all about do better season in the charge room. The charge room is a community that helps you build up who you are. Forget about the past. Forget about yesterday. Forget about the wrong decisions, the heartaches, right? Forget about who hurt you. Forget about what you didn't do and you can't fix it, or you think you can't fix it. Forget about falling down and not being able to get up, because this is the place where you learn how to strategize to do things just a bit differently. Do things a bit better so you can be better. Do things so that you can learn how to love yourself so that you can love others better, right? So tonight, the topic was all about who's fighting you. Who's fighting you? A lot of times, if I'm saying that, you may think it's somebody else. But tonight, I want to talk about self-negativity. Self-negativity refers to like the tendency of how you are looking at yourself in an unfavorable light. And you have negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative perceptions. Everything coming out your mouth is negative. And what you're thinking is negative. And what drives your emotions are your thoughts, what you see, and what you hear. That drives on your emotions. So I want to take a step back, and y'all have a seat and get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper and write these few things down, because you never know if you can help yourself or you can help someone else. And again, we are here to help. We give strategy to life tips to show you different ways that you can achieve to have success and what you need to go forth in your life. You don't have to sit in a by yourself isolated state. You don't have to look at everyone going past you and you're wondering why you can't get it together. We have times in our lives where our deck of cards is not what we want. Instead of looking at the deck of cards and say, Dad, this is a losing battle, say, no, you know what? I'm going to play this deck and I'm going to act like this is the best deck I could ever be dealt. And I'm playing a win. So we're going to talk about self-negativity, like I said. And the first topic I want to discuss is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. Let me give you an example of negative self-talk. Dag, I don't like how my hair looks. Dag, I'm so fat. Dag, I don't like my clothes. I don't like. You're constantly complaining or making a negative spoken word onto yourself. That may be true or may not be true. That's just your perception of how you're viewing yourself in your own mirror, right? Negative self-talk is engaging in a pattern of critical and pessimistic inner dialogue, what you're saying inside of yourself, where individuals consistently focus on their perceived flaws and shortcomings, right? People are not perfect. You are not perfect. So whoever told you you have to be perfect, or what some people do too also is compare you to other people. They compare you to other people to make you feel bad that you are not like Carolyn. You're not like Michael. You need to be like Anne. And it puts you to a place to look negative upon yourself and only see that you have flaws when you could be flawless. You may be the one that's flawless, but as they are comparing you to other people, one, you have to look at the messenger. Look at the messenger. Look at the messenger, because the messenger might have something of insecurity against, or so I'm sorry, saying they may have insecurities within themselves and they're projecting them onto you to try to make you feel bad, to compare you to someone else, to say she's nothing like you and you need to be like her, or he's nothing like you need to be like him. And people we love do these things to us. They sabotage our identity, put us in a crisis type situation where we're constantly being pessimistic about how we view ourselves. Today's the day we're going to stop that. Okay? No negative self talk. Low self esteem. Low self esteem is feeling a persistent sense of inadequacy, right? You don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you're valuable enough. You don't feel that you're worthy, right? You don't feel confident. You have the inability to tackle any challenge that may come your way. Like, I cannot do this. Some people are so stressed out about the smallest things and they carry an edge with them, an edge. Some people just point fingers at everything and everyone that is in their space. The minute you cross over their line of sight, they have something to say. And the person they're saying it to could be you, to make you feel you are not worthy. And then you may feel like pressure. You may feel pressure to not even want to go around that person, not want to address an issue. Anxiety shows up. You want to isolate yourself or run away from things you know you should face. And it puts you to a place where you're like, I can't do it. Today's the day. I'm telling you, you can do it. We're going to take the negative out of our language, out of our vocabulary, out of our psyches. Next one I want to look at is perfectionism. Perfectionism. And that happens a lot because you know why? There are an abundance of people that think they are perfect and things must be exactly perfect. I have to have this right color with this right dress, with these right buttons and this right zipper with the right hem. You may not get it all the time. You may not even get the fabric you want. And once the slightest thing is not in order of their perfect space, the breakdown happens. The meltdown happens. Oh my God, this is the worst day in America for me. I mean, I may be exaggerating a little bit right now, but I'm so serious. Nothing should have that much power over you that you will melt down because you can't get what you want. Perfectionism also deals with having unrealistic goals, unrealistic expectations. Um, and you're overly self-critical about things. Um, I went somewhere with someone one time, and but we were at a lounge. So there was drinking going on, and a person backed in to my friend, and she had on a white shirt, and it happened to be, I think it was like a Sprite soda. Nothing that you would really notice, only that your shirt was wet. The minute the soda hit her shirt, she lost it. Totally had a meltdown, crying because her shirt was wet. All we had to do was go to the bathroom, use that mighty old hand dryer to dry out her shirt. Like the process just to fix her back together, it was minimal. It was minimum. She lost her mind and wanted to leave and go home. Well, I was like, well, we just got here. She could not calm down enough to enjoy herself. That she wanted to go home. And we paid a lot of money to be in where we was at. I was a little upset, but we have a pact. We came together, we leave together. So I had to leave because she had a meltdown because she didn't look perfect in her clothes, and soda got on her clothes, despite the fact I took her to the bathroom and actually cleaned her up really nicely. Didn't matter. She didn't look perfect. She wanted to go home. Sometimes people have events, they want their event to be perfect. Of course you do. You want a nice event. But if every single thing doesn't happen in the instant that it's supposed to, or you want it to happen, if it doesn't happen, it's okay. Sometimes we have to leave room for error, mistakes. Sometimes we have to rely on other people to make what we want happen. They may have a situation that will not happily end well for your idea to be exactly the way you want it. They may fail the mark to getting you what you need on time and in its place. People are people, they're humans, they are not perfect. There is room that needs to be of in place for error. Comparisons. So just like I said earlier, people you love, unfortunately, people you love will have a tendency to place one sibling against another family member against another, friends against each other, on that comparison tactic. Constantly comparing, and then you comparing yourself to other people who you feel that quote unquote may be ahead of you in whatever you want to do. I'm going to say this: what you see is not necessarily what is. It just may not necessarily be what is. So just because you see the shiny cars or the diamonds or the minks or the trips around the world or the big houses and the wonderful beautiful lawn and the husbands and the wives and the perfect children and that great education system, you may think you see that, but you don't know what may be going on behind closed doors. You may not know what's going on behind closed doors, because just because Steve looks like he has the perfect wife and the perfect children, that doesn't mean Steve's life is perfect. He could be in a financial shambles. He could be in a domestic violent relationship. He could be a pedophile. You have no idea what goes on, the dynamics that's in a home, around the home, within the family, outside of the family, anything that has to do with the dynamics of the entire family. You have no idea. And some people actually go, Dag, I wish I was them, or I wish I had their life. You don't know what's going on and what you see to make it what it is. It could all be a hoax, a pretend thing, something very temporary that you think is very permanent. Or someone that may be a doctor and you feel you need to be a doctor, or a nurse and you should be a nurse, or a teacher, and you're not a teacher. Who says those fields are for you? God makes each one of us with purpose and a gift. Sometimes what we have inside of us and what we actually do in our lives are not aligned. Who said that person is actually being a doctor because they wanted to be a doctor? They could be fulfilling a dream of a grandmother, of an uncle, of a mother, and they hate the idea of what they're doing. Don't look in someone else's yard and compare yourself to their yard and then excluding what's in your yard, and then you're disregarding it, and your yard could be filled of so many blessings that you're skipping over what you have, thinking that they have like the best thing ever. You have no idea what you see could not be actually what you think it is. So keep your blinders on in your own backyard. Get to your goal. Set your goal first. Set your goal and know what you want and drive yourself to that goal without distractions, y'all. Without distractions. So like right now, I'm in a process of driving myself to a goal. I had a goal. I have a goal to get to a certain point by a certain day. And distractions will come. They will come because that's what they do. They test us, right? Because the enemy is always lurking to still kill and destroy your dreams, baby. They gonna destroy them, and they'll send somebody, something, or situations will occur, and then they'll try to flatline you, just take you all the way down. Stay focused. And no matter how bad it looks, stay focused. No matter what it looks like, no matter what your eyes see and what you hear in your ears or what you feel in your heart, you keep praying. You keep praying because what you want, as long as you stay focused and believe, will come to pass. So forget what you see and hear and feel. Stay in the game, stay focused, and keep walking until you reach what you're supposed to achieve. Stay goal driven. You will not lose. You will not lose. Now, some people they fear failure. So sometimes they sabotage themselves because they have these big dreams and they're not quite sure if they can get to it because they're looking at what they don't have. Or they know they have everything. And the closer they get to their success rate, the closer they are, and they could be right there, they'll sabotage the whole thing. Sabotage the whole thing because they fear success, and then they could fear failure. I think I said that backwards. I'm sorry. They feel fear. Some people fear success, and that's a self sabotaging. That's a negative behavior. But fear of failure is being overly afraid to making a mistake or failing. It's being too afraid to go forth because you are afraid you're going to fail. So any opportunity that may come, you may decline it, or new challenge, you'll decline it. Oh, I don't, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. And it's something that you could do. You could do. But when it's presented to you, you're like, never mind. I'll just stay in my safe space. You stay in your safe space because you fear to fail what you are aiming for. And I know many people that are afraid to fail. So they just won't try. They just won't try. And there's an overemphasis on negative feedback. That's another one. Giving weight mentally, giving weight to something that doesn't deserve that attention. Giving weight. And I'm gonna tell you a good one that people get stuck in, and that has to do with gossip. That has to do with gossip. So, and because gossip is straight up, BS. It's straight up BS. Somebody done got mad at somebody, and they came up with this cockamamie story, like, da 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 da. She's this, or he's that. Girl, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, boom. This is what happened. Woo, woo, woo. Right? None of it true. None of it true. But the person you talking to could be the person that was the subject matter. They believed it. They believed it. And they became overwhelmed with the thoughts of whatever was being spoken about them. So much they had an overemphasis. It was just too much. It was overwhelming. And they internalized it. And it was so negative. You gave it weight. You gave it weight. And you discounted the good that you have in you. But you were sucked into the negative. And a lot of people do that. A lot, of people do that. They get sucked up and internalize the negative bull crap that other people share. They give it too much energy. They become overwhelmed with the thought that they discount the truth. That part. They discount the truth. Okay, so addressing negativity is crucial for your mental well-being. It's crucial. Some people, again, get so obsessed with the negativity, again, canceling out the positive, they make themselves depressed. They make themselves have an attitude about life, or a negative frustration that builds up. I met this person, they were so built up negativity. They were so built up with negativity that it was extremely frustrating for them to even make themselves smile. Sometimes you just gotta lighten up. Like, everything is not for you and everyone is not for you, but you gotta lighten up and throw all the negative thoughts and crumble them up and throw them in the garbage. Again, you're discounting the positive and you're internalizing the negative. Oh, this one said this about me. Oh, what word? Like, y'all are going too much digging. Why they say that? Where they get that from? Who said? Y'all, you're doing too much. You're giving it too much energy. Addressing the negativity that you're pulling in is your responsibility. People can say and do whatever they want to do, but it's your responsibility on how you respond to things. And it makes or break who you are up here. One, be mature about it. 2, is this thing really true? 3, do you care? How much value or weight does it apply to in your own life? If it doesn't apply, throw it in the garbage. Have a nice day. Keep it moving. We have to become aware and recognize and acknowledge when thoughts are really negative and they come into our space. What should we do? Be aware and become of change. Because if you know it's bull crap, treat it as such and throw it in the garbage. Don't inhale that thing. Don't swallow it. You got to regurgitate the mess. Spit it out. Throw it out. Wash it off. Whatever you got to do. We do not have to carry negativity with us because it affects our brain waves. We internalize it. It can affect our physical, which affects our spiritual. It takes away smiles, y'all. It puts a whole bunch of aggravation and negativity in our spirits, in our insides, our body. And we can have stomach aches, headaches, backaches, just for negative thoughts. So we gotta be of change. We gotta be of change. We gotta challenge the negative thoughts. We gotta practice compassion. We gotta practice setting realistic goals. We have to practice seeking support. We gotta practice mindfulness and meditation to be in a positive space. We gotta practice these things. We got to practice positive affirmations, being good to yourself, being good to your mind, your body, your soul, what you eat, how you exercise, what you're looking at, what you're hearing, right? Be careful of what you are attracting. Always start with you. The beginning and ending of everything always starts with self. So if we are doing self-negativity, it's just what it is. We are doing negative to ourselves and we are significantly impacting our well-being. And if we having a problem, a challenge just to keep it all together, maybe you need to seek a higher level of help. Maybe you don't trust anyone close to you and you don't want to tell them what you're going through. But there's something called help. You can get a life coach. Me. You can go to counseling. Me. You can seek a therapist. Me. There's people, Google them. I need a therapist. And don't let it be taboo. Don't let it be taboo because it's real. Organizing your thoughts is real. It's helpful. It gets you to a place where you ought to be, not a place where you're sitting stuck and sinking sand and cement, where you just stand still and don't move and be stagnant with your life. Listen, life is too short. Come up out them negative spaces. We are here to live life, not suffer. We are here to live life abundantly, not just to be here in one space doing the same thing. Be different. Be a better you. I want to thank y'all for stopping by on Mindset Monday. This has been incredible, talking about who is fighting you. You could be fighting you. I want you to stop fighting you. My name is Ilyasa Simpson. Thank you for stopping by, aka Coach Illy, and I'll see you next week on Mindset Monday. And don't forget to share this thing. Share this thing because I know you know somebody that's going through this. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.